We're gonna go look at this cocoon real quick. Oh, what? Why? Man, it has just been one of those days. Let me tell you why I look like I've been hit by a car. Because I've been up since midnight on and off with poor Zia. Where was the cocoon? Now I've lost it. Here it is. Look at that. Beautiful. So I've been up since midnight. I need to trim these trees back, look. Zia has been unwell. Yesterday, she got me up at, not like overnight last night, but like the night before, she got me up at, I think it was about 2:30 a.m. Because she just jumped off the bed, couldn't even make it to the hall, like another 2 steps, and just unloaded her entire stomach contents. And it won't go into detail because it's quite gross, but it gave me hints that it had been sitting in her stomach for a long time and not going any further. And then last night, 12:15, she did the exact same thing. 12:45, she emptied whatever was left, a couple little bits and pieces, and a lot of gunk, and then repeated for, every 40 minutes to an hour or so until 7 a.m. when I got up and I just couldn't really clean too much. I just had to start work early because I knew I'd be at the vet. I did speak to the emergency vet overnight. They basically said, look, she's not... I took a bunch of, what are they? Vital signs, whatever. Not vital signs, but I'm really tired. And vet basically said, look, you don't have to rush her down. I don't think it's an urgent, emergency thing. But first thing in the morning, go to your regular vet. So we did. And she wasn't drinking water all night, just throwing up and being a bit lethargic. Got to the vet, she's had a little bit of water, not a lot, a couple of licks, a couple of laps. And so the vet took bloods. Vet says, we need to, the first step, which will tell us anything that we need to be looking for, is we need to take a full panel of bloods. And because she was sort of feeling her stomach, there's this one point where Zia sort of turned her head as if to say, don't, that hurts. Twice, same spot, about 30 seconds apart. So the vet goes, look, there's some upset going on. We're going to take bloods, figure out what it is. That was, a couple $100. And the vet comes out and says, just given how much she's been throwing up, it'd be good, can we add electrolytes to that panel? I think, yeah, just another $40 or so. Which made sense. She had been throwing up a lot and I couldn't get her to drink. And then the vet comes out and goes, look, the blood panel, the entire blood panel is absolutely perfect. So she says, at this point Zia had started to drink a little bit more and her energy had picked up. She said it could potentially be something starting, but we're catching it very, very early. To the point where there's no sort of, increased enzymes or increased markers of any kind. But basically, she goes, you can keep her here, but, number one, there's cost. Number two, they always sort of behave a bit differently when they're at a hospital. Or two, this is a flying worm. Look at this. Yep. Oh, he's gone. Caterpillar. Must have been caught on a web. I saved him. You're welcome. Well, number two, take her home. Watch her. If she does it again tonight, please don't. Then, same thing. We'll bring her back. We'll go straight to either X-ray or ultrasound to see if there's a blockage. She goes, keep an eye out today, make sure she's going to the toilet. So when we got home, almost immediately she peed, which is good. So I've just got to keep an eye out for other good signs. But it's been a whack night. It's been a whack I said to Hannah, like, I'm just dreading waking up every morning. Honestly, I didn't even wake up this morning. I got woken up 15 minutes into the morning. I'm just dreading waking up because every day there's something new. It's like Martin Morning, except the horror story version. Martin Morning was a children's TV show we used to watch where every day he'd be a different thing. Today it's dog issues. Yesterday it was our septic's playing up. Day before it was, I can't even remember now, but one of them was like money issues. We were looking at the budget and realizing that because of currency conversion, I'm now about $1,000 a month off what I thought I was on, which is not good. It's just one thing after another. So I laughed. I said, I wonder what tomorrow's thing is going to be. It's just a grind at the moment. A lot of energy, a lot of exertion, not a lot of encouragement. But Charlie's walking. He's very cute when he walks. He gets very excited. He's very excited about a lot of things. He's a beautiful little boy. We're very, very lucky. Oh, my back's killing me already. I've got to chase up the doctor about my broken back that I didn't realize I had. About some bloods. I want to do some more genetic testing following up what I did a couple of weeks back. It's just so much to do. Everything's costing money, and the money that we thought was coming in is not what it was. Anyway, bit of a downer note today on the vlog. Gee, lucky I wasn't standing underneath that. This tree, out of nowhere, just dropped a branch, just speared into the ground. Let me try and find it. I don't know, too tired. Somewhere in there, don't look at the sun. Oh, that's my fault. My bad. Yeah, so I'm quickly trying to get in a few steps. I'm so behind today. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not as behind as I thought I was. I'm behind in work. The vet opened at 9, and Zia threw up again at just past 7. So I started working at just past 7 to try and get a little bit of time in before I had to go to the vet. I was going to bring the laptop, but I was just so tired that I forgot. There's times like this where you're like, this keeps happening. I keep digging myself deeper and deeper. The only way out of a hole like this is some sort of extreme, dramatic change. Like I'm doing with my health. A lot of people would call what I'm doing extreme and dramatic, but I think, I'm learning, it's working. Obviously today, not so much, but in general, my energy's up. The weight's dropping off. I'm feeling a lot better. And on the plus side, because I'm eating less, I'm saving money. There's always a silver lining. Always a silver lining. When the car broke down, for example, on the side of a mountain, nightmare. But we met some nice people who helped us out. There's always a silver lining. The ultimate silver lining too is no matter what happens in this life, you got to realize that God has a bigger plan. And God sees the beginning, the middle, the end, all of it, all at once, and guides it, and is in control. So as much as we may think these things are not so great, God has a plan. God always has a plan. Remember that, kids. Remember that. When things seem dark, God's got a bigger plan. God can see the light at the end of the tunnel that you can't. God is the end of the tunnel light, Nothing wrong with having a down day or two. Just remember, ultimately, God is in control. Keep your faith on God, in God, and follow Him, and No matter what happens, that's the most important part. You don't have to understand God's plan, you just have to trust that He has it. That's it. But remember, have a look at what happened to the disciples after Jesus died. They went out, they did what Jesus told them, and like all of them, except for John, even John actually, all of them had a rough ending on this earth. Which you might look at and go, "Ooh, yikes, I wouldn't want to do that." But again, God is in control. God's plan is the ultimate plan. And even if it looks dire or dark or whatever, God wins, always. And there's nothing really to worry about. Things will suck in the short term. But long term, thank you, Jesus, everything's going to be okay. And everything's going to be good. Like it was at the very beginning. Alright, one more lap. And I'm going to go start some kind of work. Chat soon. Hello again. I'm feeling a little bit better now. I decided to do a lap or two of the driveway before I kick off the next round. I just had my lunch. Oh mate, the one thing I love about this plan that I'm on, essentially what I'm doing is I do one meal a day for the majority of 2 weeks, and then every fortnight I'll eat on the Thursday, which is today, and then I skip Friday, Saturday, and then I eat on Sunday to do a 72-hour sort of clean up. There's a scientific reason I explain later, or I may have explained already in the past. But the good thing about OMAD is I get to enjoy. I'm not calorie counting at all. Not at all. What I am doing is I'm designing my meals to hit certain macros and certain micros that micros are like the real small. That's what micro means, I suppose. So, for example, I have beetroot, raw beetroot, for the betadine, I don't know, it sounds like betadine, but it's not betadine, which is supposed to be good for processing of folate, I think it is, because of my genetic mutation. Yeah, it's good fun. So anyway, I basically just choose what I want to eat, and I eat it, and I feel good, and I feel healthy. I make sure that it meets the requirements that I'm trying to put into my diet, and that's it. So, for example, today I had a T-bone, which was salted in Celtic salt and pepper. Salted in pepper, you know what I mean, seasoned in pepper. I had a 4-egg omelette, which just came out so fluffy for some reason. I lowered the temperature of the pan, and I wonder if that played an impact. And I wrapped that in 2 sheets of nori, like the sushi paper. I had sauteed Brussels sprouts. The Brussels sprouts in particular for a number of reasons, mainly around liver health. I had a tomato, bunch of lettuce, half an avocado. It takes a little while to eat, it's the only problem. But I feel good. I feel proper full. I don't feel heavy. That's something like whenever I used to eat a big meal like that, I'd feel heavy and tired. But something else that I'm doing is I make sure I eat all the different things in the right order. So I start with like the salad and vegetables for the fiber, which helps to like provide all these different minerals to my body as it needs it. And then I go into the fat, so I'll end the salad with the avocado, move into the egg, and then wrap up with the protein, the T-bone. And it's good. I genuinely feel good. And then after that, I always try and follow every meal with a walk. It's never a full sort of 20-minute walk, except I've got the treadmill under my desk now. It's having problems. I actually had to go and raise a complaint with the manufacturer because it started doing this clicking. And immediately he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a known problem. You know, we'll refund you," and rah. He goes, "You can keep it or fix it or throw it." So I was like, alright, sweet. So I'll fix it up at some point if I can. But I did see a few people complaining about that. And if it dies before I can, then I'll buy it again because I like it. The clicking sound's a bit annoying. I'm a little concerned because the last treadmill I had, after 2 or 3 years or something, no, after 2 years, just short of 2 years, the motor popped. When I say popped, I mean started smoking as well. So I had to quickly unplug it, take it out of the office, try not to breathe it in, So I hope this doesn't happen again, because I'm in the sort of cheaper treadmill territory. But it helps me get my steps in. I'm feeling good. My point is, I'm feeling good. I'm looking forward, I'm feeling this challenge already. So by my calculations, if I stay on this for about 6 months, I should basically heal every metabolic issue that I've got and stabilize my methylation process, I think it is, completely. And set a new baseline, essentially. So occasionally I'll ask it, like, we're planning Charlie's birthday up ahead. I'm like, one piece of cake's not going to hurt, right? It's like, look, for most people, for a what's the term it keeps using? It goes, for a healthy person, it's fine, but you are not a healthy person yet. So for you doing this 6-month thing, no. I was like, fine. The worst that I allow myself is every other fortnight, so not when I'm fasting. There's a grill connected to a butcher a couple towns up from where we are. And I'll go there, Hannah and I, and Charlie, and I'll have a steak. They do a beautiful sirloin. Really good sirloin. Some tallow fries. Although, I think what I'm going to have to do going forward is cut the tallow fries out. Because, yes, they cook them in tallow, but I did notice the bag of fries that they've got. It's one of those big industrial bags. And I did a bit of research after I went home. Every single bulk bag of industrial fries comes pre-oiled and garbaged. So I've been thinking that I've not had seed oils all year so far, but there's probably been little bits on the chips, so I'll have to cut them out. We did find a source of Dutch cream potatoes around the corner. I'm not supposed to eat a lot of starch or a lot of potatoes with this plan that I'm on, but once a fortnight, it's not a super, super, super dreadful thing to eat. So that's what I'll do. I'm going to cut ourselves some potatoes into wedges or into, chips, whatever sticks. And then we've got our own tallow. So I will cook it in that. Might even bring them to the place and just say, I'll have 2 salads instead. I brought my own chips. Probably not. Anyway, alright. I should jump onto the treadmill in my office and get back to work. I do enjoy the sun though. This weekend we got a fair bit on. We got to rush out to my mother and pick up the fruit and veg order. So the last one that we're doing through this company for a little while, just because of the plan that I'm on, it doesn't really suit us anymore because I'm eating very specific vegetables and a lot less overall. So anyway, it's getting hot. Time to go inside. There's a rock that's going to hit something. Right, 3 dead mowers I got to deal with at some point too. Need to mow the lawn again. I just mowed it. And it's long. And all the mowers are broken. Goodbye.